All right. Once again, we are back. It is Saturday. No, it ain't Saturday. It's Sunday night.
I cannot get this thing to work. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we can hear you, boss. I don't know if you can hear us or not. But we are live in the man cave, man. It is Sunday, y'all. Sunday night, 7:30-ish. Appreciate y'all tapping in, rocking with us. Let's talk about hoops, Polk County hoops. Best show in the state. Don't take it for granted. Yeah, All State PG, got the All State Coach. What's going on, fellas?
Happy Sunday, Coach.
Happy Sunday. I am Coach Barnes, and we are Polk Hoops. And had a lot that happened this week, which is kind of surprising since it's a holiday week. So I guess it's good. It's good that we still had a kind of a lot of action this week because in years past we've had as much action on an off week. So in a way, it's a good thing. People got a chance to play, got the chance to see some stuff, and if you didn't play, hopefully you got some chance to get some work in, some skill work or whatever in the gym, whatever your situation. But we will get started with the show, and we're going a little different this one. Instead of swinging it to the PG, we're going to swing it to the coach first. I don't know if you got anything in the coach's corner. If you do, great. If you don't, we will swing it back up in reverse.
Coach, I do have something. I'm trying to say this as carefully as I can.
Uh-oh.
As careful as I can, Coach.
Uh-oh.
Who is responsible for bad basketball? Like, who should be taking accountability for it? For example, we played a team this weekend. Coach Jay shot 43s, Coach, in a high school game. And, Coach, we beat them by 40. But it just kept shooting and just kept shooting. And my thing is, it's like an ongoing saga in every game that I see, Coach. And it's not only in the girls' game; it's the boys' game. I'm seeing horrible shot selection. Um, it's like the effort is not there. I see parents, encouraging these bad shots, but like ultimately, who's got to take responsibility for this, and how can we get it changed in the right direction?
I say 70-30. 70% coaching, 30% the kids.
So is it bad basketball or bad shot selection? Or is bad basketball bad shot selection?
It's both.
It's both.
Okay.
I couldn't even stay and watch a whole game this weekend. I tried to make an appearance at Lakeland tournament, and then the time I walked in the gym to the half I stayed, I was ready to leave.
I mean, Coach, bad defensive principles, no help side, people hugging way on the other side of the court. You don't see them talking. You don't see the effort, on the defensive end.
Yeah. Speaking especially defense, like wow, like seeing Rickards play, that might have been the worst defensive basketball I ever witnessed. 5 men shading and guarding their men only. I kept saying to myself, I was telling one of the guys that was next to me, like I would have a field day coaching against them. So that's why I say 70% coaching. Like help side, that wasn't even an option. I would have just stopped, play half court flex the whole game. I'd have ran flex the whole game. When kids would have been so confused, it'd have been like giving a kindergarten multiplication.
But Coach, there's no movement on the offensive side, a lot of standing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see a lot of great offense.
Now, actually, this Coach Billy D
Yes, sir.
is Is college basketball as bad, or is it high school skip college to the NBA? Because I think it's just that. I think it's because the kids are just watching the NBA.
And that's probably so. Because in college, you do see a lot of. I see more stuff being ran in college than I do definitely in high school and the NBA. And I talked to a college player recently. Man, they have. He said the difference is the number of plays that they had. But they had one play, coach. They had 35 options off one play. It was 35 counters
Yeah,
off
that's
one
college
play.
basketball. That's. I mean, literally, Coach Gibbons probably had 50 plays. That was the biggest adjustment the most important adjustment. It wasn't a big because I felt I had good basketball IQ, and Scott prepared me over 4 years to be in a system like that. But that was the first thing I kind of witnessed was like, man, we got 100 plays. Like, how you gonna run all this in one game? And Coach Gibbons would literally run all the plays.
I know I know it's football, but I know one thing that CJ used to talk about. He used to always could tell who gonna play like early because of their ability to digest the playbook and all of the options and stuff. And he was able to play, thank God, early because he was able to figure it out, kind of like UPG. But I definitely don't think that there. We talked about this last week. That's why I'm asking: is it bad basketball or is it bad shot selection? Because you could be taking bad shot. Then is it bad shot selection just because they shoot threes, or is that just the headline? Because that's what everybody do.
I think it's the headline, but it's overall, coach. You can see off balance fadeaways. And my question is, are you practicing that shot, daily? Like Kobe and Jordan had two of the greatest fadeaway ever, but they practiced that shot. You know what I'm saying? And we told our team about analytics the other day, like in college, they're gonna track your shots, right?
Yeah, you just took the words out of my mouth. That was
They're
my
gonna
next point,
track
Coach.
those shots. That is when you earn the coach's trust in order to take those shots in the game. And like PG said, it's not all the coach because I'm pretty sure a lot of these kids are doing things that they don't do in practice. When them lights come on and people get in the stands, sometimes they just forget everything that they have been taught all week in practice. And
No, Billy, I disagree. You can't with a good coach. You can't forget. If it was you, bump, bump, get
facts,
your
facts. But sometimes, like we posted the other day, you can't outcoach that conversation on the ride home.
Right home.
You know what I'm saying? Telling you what you should do, or that front row that's of the game that's shouting out, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it.
man. That's the coaching because that kid wouldn't play for Scott Williams.
Won't play with
That
me
kid
either.
wouldn't play for D.
No,
That kid
not at
wouldn't
all.
play for Terrence McGriff.
But
So
it's just bad because it's trickling down to a lot of teams, and it is downgrading basketball not only here but around the state for sure.
so are you saying that it's bad shot selection because they down 20 or 30? But they just and they keep shooting them? So is
Coach.
it like bad? Is it like good three? They just had an off night type deal? Because it could be that, right?
So here's the question, Coach, to eliminate the bad. And Billy D made a great point just to follow. But I think another part of why it's coaching, every coach should hire somebody who does analytics for the kids so they can realize, like, hey, okay, you think you the man because you hitting that shot in a drill or whatever you're doing. But in the first 5 games, kids, you shooting 16% from the three ball. What college coach you gonna recruit you shooting 16%? So is the coaches actually do the coaches have analytics set up to show these kids and the parents why they're not prepared or what they're doing wrong.
I think overall at the high school level, they don't take analytics very seriously.
But that's
There's
why a
only
lot
a
of
few people that I
them.
know that look at those percentages and actually involve it in their coaching.
So maybe that's why we don't have college basketball kids like we should.
So if you had to guesstimate how many would you say in Polk County even use it to UNPG point, even use analytics and much less take it serious?
I don't believe none do. Probably McGriff.
Bartow does.
I would say that's it.
But
I
I get a
would
report
think Blicker
every
would
game
too.
from them.
I would think Santa Fe would too.
The reason why I say Blicker probably doesn't in the run, I don't think he has a big coaching staff. So that means he has to break that down himself. And I could be wrong. I say Bartow because they got 25 coaches.
But the thing is, PG, with technology now, you just send your film to Huddle Assist, and they break it down. They break game film down for you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure.
Blicker get on here and tell us the truth.
So game film can be broken down. Now, I agree with you when it comes to practice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that coaching staff there in order to do it. And I've seen McGriff. I've been in McGriff practices where he's tracking shots, tracking free throws, tracking shots. You know what I'm saying? He used those analytics to have those conversations with some of those kids.
Joe, my question to you: why is basketball so bad in Polk County? That's the tumor take. But I'm falling back on what Billy D. And he just threw me the ball. And I tried to dunk and I had to swing it back out. Why is basketball so bad in Polk County?
I think it's a combination of a lot. I think Polk is bad because we have lost our identity. We don't have the same identity that we did 10 years ago or 10, 15 years ago. We don't have that identity anymore. Nobody's afraid to come in here and play anybody anymore. You know what I'm saying? And people say like, hey, we got to go to Polk, so we can, be tough and play tough. Like, really, you're not getting that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like me and some of my kids was talking the other day, but I know layup rule. You know what I'm saying? Like we took that to heart. Like you was gonna get challenged at the basket. You just gonna lay the ball up. And I've seen people, just open up their front door, coach.
I'm gonna tell you something that happened. I went and watched Bartow play twice this weekend, and the game yesterday. I leave that up. What Shane said. It's a good point. Kid had a breakaway. And he was going to dunk. And one of Bartow kids, he's a old school type kid. He kind of came up. I'll say he's a fire kid, and most people kind of get the energy of who I'm talking about. Anyway, kid tried to go, and the fire kid took him out, not to hurt him, but it was like he didn't just take off, coach. He put him into the wall.
Like I said, we're not preaching to hurt anyone. We preaching to challenge everything.
Right. But the point, I'm piggybacking off your point. And so as he did it, McGriff just kind of stood there and watched. He didn't respond. He's very professional. So I'm up there with my fiance, and she looking like, oh my God, like what? And is that like they supposed to? I say, look, it's a rule now. It's a rule. I said, I know where that came from because me and McGriff came up together. That's a fire rule. That's a Polk County rule. You're not going to embarrass us. You're not going to dunk on us. You're not going to, it is what it is, And so there was no reaction when the kid did it because, as you say, that used to be. It used to be our identity. You knew if you tried it what the possible result was going to be, and you just had to decide, okay, am I going to try to end up in the third row in this wall, or am I trying to make a statement? That doesn't happen. And my question is, to piggyback off UNPG, when did it change, and why did it change when it was so successful?
Coach, I think around COVID, if you ask me, is where Polk lost their identity. Like those last Bartow teams, they were tough and they played that way. And the county was still tough. Kathleen, everybody was still, competing at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I can see where the changes start to go because the game, the college game, the pro game, it's more finesse, coach, and that's what they see. So that's what they try to emulate.
Well, I'm gonna say something that we kind of talked about last week, right? The thing about the difference that we hear so much because we old school and we out of touch, whatever. Essentially, is that it's more skilled now. There's so much more skilled. The players are so much more skilled. We wasn't skilled back then. We was playing football and all this stuff. But like I say, me and Griff after the game, we had a good conversation. It's like, okay, are you skilled if you can go through a session, a cone drills, where you can do all this stuff in a workout, but you can't translate that to the game? Because the team that they was playing at least this last 2 days, them people were skilled. Like when you can translate that stuff to the floor,
Mm-hmm.
to me that's skill. If we're not seeing the translation from practice or from skill work or drill work or development, whatever you want to call it, to the game situations, is it really skill? Or you just paying somebody to show you how to do some stuff that they say is what you're supposed to be doing nowadays? And I'm
That's
sorry.
what you're doing. You're paying somebody, you losing money. And then also, coach, man, you got to bring in that human factor. Like some of these kids ain't built for it. You know what I'm saying? They get nervous. They just don't have that type of resolve when they get in front of people. Like coach, like when that pressure either gonna break pipes or it's gonna make diamonds. And a lot of them are not ready for that type of spotlight. You know what I'm saying? You know the ones that are. And
Can
you
you
see it
coach
out
the
there on
kids
the
the
court.
same from 8 years ago?
Say what?
Can you coach the kids the same from 8 years ago?
I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna jeopardize just to keep a kid or to please a kid.
No, I would. And I'm glad you said you can, because I wasn't even just talking about that. Like it's just the whole fact that like through the school board system, are you allowed to coach kids the same as you did 8 years ago?
I don't think nothing has changed from the top that's gonna prevent you from doing that. The thing is like so many coaches are afraid they're gonna lose kids. You know what I'm saying? So many coaches, especially here in Polk, they want to protect who they play travel ball for because there's been coaches where they taking kids. You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate that we in that state here in Polk County, but people are so afraid that they're gonna lose kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm a coach who wants to be here. If you want to be here, I'm gonna make sure that I coach you to my utmost ability, and I'm gonna bring everything out of you. And that's just a skill that I have. I can motivate a kid to play above his potential. But some people don't want that. Some parents don't want that.
Because you say you can do it. Like to Shane's point, should you say you can do it with certainty? How many coaches would you say they can do that with certainty in the county? It's probably less than 10%. Would you say?
I would say less than 10. I would say less than a handful that have the confidence with the certainty that they could say they can.
Because travel ball and the transfer portal now essentially runs basketball in Polk County. That's the change. That's just me because like you said, if my last name not Washington, McGriff, let's say Fitzgerald. I mean, it's a certain few that if that's not my last name, I say the wrong thing, they gone. Or if the travel ball coach don't like what they got you doing, what they got you playing, they gone.
But my thing is, it hasn't equated to wins or better basketball. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you might not like what they're doing, but what are you doing to make that kid better? You know what I'm saying? That kid ain't really playing no better with you in travel ball. You know what I'm saying? If we want to keep it a buck, you know what I'm saying? But nobody want to address that either. They want to blame the high school coach most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But y'all have these kids running all over the country, you know, getting beat like a drum, or you're bragging about beating people, knowing good and well you're not playing in the main gym where all the good teams are and where all the coaches are.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. That's another one we could talk about too. But that is it. The coaches that do that, Coach Billy D. Is it the parents? I mean, is it the coaching, the parents, or what? That's doing the bragging and going to these bad tournaments and doing the bragging. That's something I just can't do. As far as with me, like even with my girls, and I think I think I noticed that from you guys too, bro. If it's not the big one, you're not talking about every win. Your expectation is to win. So it's not like I haven't seen you get on social media and post every win that you guys have.
No, and I'm not.
And that's the same way I've been in Barnes. You can test this for the time I've been on TBS. Like I'm not talking about a show that we just went to and won. If it's not the big one, I can't talk. I can't just talk about it. It has to be something huge.
Yeah, like
My
you're not gonna
expectation,
see me get excited over a district championship.
yeah, my expectation is to win the big one. Like we won 11 of them. I want 12. I want 13. So going to a bad tournament and talking about it, is that a recruiting tool?
I think so. To try to get them to come over there, like, hey,
Yeah,
you
that's a
know,
weak. That's weak. Then to me, that's a very weak recruiting tool. I'm gonna use the big ones to brag about, to talk about. I just can't see me saying, "Oh, we just went to Orlando, we won our 15th time or whatever." Like, I'm not bragging on that.
yeah, but they're not saying they're in the bronze or the what's the name bracket when they do that.
Right. So do the
You know
parent,
what I'm saying?
I see parents doing that a lot too. Does that hurt the program with parents bragging?
I think it hurt everybody overall. Like I can't respect. Like we had that conversation about a kid averaging 30. You know what I'm saying? But your SOS is like negative whatever. Like you supposed to be averaging 30. You ain't playing nobody
Averaging 30 in Polk County.
anywhere.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody, we got. I just sent y'all some
there
stats.
ain't nobody averaging 30 in Polk County.
Look at your text message from earlier. I sent y'all a stat that that's
Oh, you
somebody.
did?
Just check it out. Yeah, I mean, to the point y'all both making right now.
But that's on both sides though, boy. I'm talking from all sides of basketball. Like it's been like that in the past where like, hey, this kid is averaging, such and such.
But why
Okay,
we set ourselves up for failure for that too? Like as parents, like where's it? Like why are we setting ourselves up for that type of failure? Like we're bragging about that our kid or the team, and then in truthful, they're not really, like you said, they're not playing against the top dogs. No one's recruiting them, and all the parents gonna do is come back and try to blame the coach.
that they not getting offers or
Yeah.
whatever.
So some type of reality got to kick in on that. Um, I mean, I ain't lying. I used to see it a lot with the fire. Me and Barnes would talk about it. It used to eat me alive because I coached the fire one time, and to know they're not playing a big tournament and just all you see is these parents. Oh, we won! Shout out to this, shout out to that. Then they get the big ones, and then it's like, okay, it's a national one. Now you can't see one post.
No. Like I said, to be honest, what we should be doing is developing kids to get the most out of them. You know what I'm saying? Put them in a position where they're able to compete at a high level on those different platforms. But to be honest, like we said years ago, like we got to start having these conversations with some of these kids. Like everybody's not going to college to play ball. Everybody's not going to play basketball. Everybody's not going to play football. Everybody's not going to play baseball. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we need
That's
lawyers, doctors, truck drivers, barbers. We need all of
so
that.
even with that, Billy D, me and Barnes talked about this yesterday, and you know, it's another reality check on it because I know I kind of get looked at as a bad guy all the time because I speak on it more, but I speak on it more coming from experience, and it's like you try to educate even parents and kids out here about the game because if you're not playing against that competition, that's gonna be a whole big problem of getting recruited. So like nowadays, and I asked Barnes, I said Barnes, like, okay, I went to a powerhouse Division 2. They don't even recruit that much no more. Again, luckily, you know what I'm saying. We had a kid last year go to the top team in the country. But the reality of these kids, and me and Coach Jones talked about it. Ladarius, he came by the house this weekend. I'm 5'11", 6 foot. I averaged 22. My senior year, I put up 22 points a game, 7 assists, 3 steals. It's kids putting up these type of numbers on just not even on bad programs. If kids putting up these type of numbers, that's recruiting numbers at that height. If you're just averaging 7 points and you're already on a bad team, how do you think you're gonna get recruited?
Can't be.
If you averaging 10 points on a bad team at that size, how are you gonna get recruited? Because the first thing I ask is like, what do they do great that'll make a coach say, I want to recruit this kid?
Like I don't know if I shared it with y'all. I think I did, but basically the video was saying like it's kids that's averaging like 8 points that play on a shoe circuit that go high major Division 1 more
You
so
triple
than
those
the
8
kid.
points though.
I know, but then they talked about a kid averaging like 2025 on the STEAM Academy can't even get recruited. They don't supposed to. They're not playing.
Not playing about it.
They're not playing anyone. They're not playing against people. So when they actually get against someone, and you wonder why they have only 2 or 4 points, they can't even get their shot off.
Yeah.
Don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? But we want to praise them for being such a great player and such a great scorer and whatever.
But the point is like, okay, just with the stats, like you gotta transition those stats to the talent you're playing, like you're saying, because you got kids that are averaging 8 points on the circuit. That if they were playing the same kids, they would be averaging 30 something a game too.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a young kid right now that's saying, okay, I'm a college basketball player, or why am I not getting recruited? What do you do great? It was a Tracy McGrady conversation to me about someone that was playing in the NBA. What does he do good to be an NBA player? You look at Patrick Beverly, spent about 12 years in the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at another person that spent 3 years that put up like 11, 12 a game. Like how Patrick Beverly still in the league?
And
Okay,
Patrick Beverly averaged 36 a game in high school
high
in
school,
Chicago.
yeah. But what do you do great? That was a full court defensive dog.
Problem. He
You
was
know
a
what I'm saying?
problem.
He was a straight dog to a kid that doesn't do anything but if they got the ball in the corner, they try to get a shot off.
So we just so it just seems like there's a disconnect at this point, and or was it always a disconnect and it's just not being magnified because we're not winning? Because they say winning hide a lot of stuff. It masked a lot of stuff. So because we were so successful, was this in place and it just didn't matter? And now that we're not putting out as good as a product as a whole for the county, now the stuff is much more visible.
For what, Polk County kids?
Polk County kids, teams, all this stuff. Like, is it much more like, because we're not just winning? Because when you win, you just be like, okay, well, they won type stuff. But now you ain't winning as much. Now you're not as successful. Now is the stuff kind of more obvious. Has it always been there? We just kind of, you just didn't really pay attention to it. Because my thing on the reason why I'm asking is like, we've got like PG question was, when the basketball gets so bad in Polk County? Did it just happen? Or has it always kind of been there? It's just been kind of hid because we winning. I guess that's what I'm saying?
It's been trending for years. And I've been telling y'all that.
You have. I was just
It's been trending for years, and now it has reared its ugly head, Coach.
We tried our hardest to ignore it when you used to say it because we had Bartow and Winter Haven. So since we've been on this show, I don't think we've went a year without a state team.
Yeah.
No.
So it's kind of hard to keep hearing you tell us, keep seeing you get the hammer and say, wake up, Poku, wake up, Tuma. I keep telling y'all the same question that y'all ignoring. To now we got to listen to it and say, yeah, you've been telling us this.
Okay. So that's fair. So it ain't just happened. It's just obvious now.
Yeah, he's been saying it. I think we continue on the show. Now off the show we talking, we kind of agree with it. But he keeps saying it and we keep ignoring it into the fact that, we got Bartow. We got Winter Haven. And they had some talented basketball kids too. So every question you're talking about, Barnes, or what I asked, we always had an answer to it because you had multiple kids.
To the point. But to that point, man, it's a clip. I'm gonna send it to y'all too right now. And
I'm gonna change the camera, but I ain't trying to be funny.
No, you good. So I'm gonna send it to y'all just to check out. And it's Gilbert Arenas when he was on the pivot, right? And it's just a clip. It ain't like long. But he essentially what's name asked him a question. Fred Taylor asked him a question about his son, because his son is a phenom, right?
Yes.
And he essentially saying that you got to teach players how to fail. And one thing that's glaring to him is that we're not teaching kids how to fail. Like he say, for example, how he had to train his son. If you get a kid from out of the projects, where I came from, so I'm not speaking negative about it, but come from nothing, and this is your way out, you're attacking it a whole lot different than that kid that, like, for example, I'll tell y'all, from personal, like CJ went to Durant High School for 3 of his 4 years of high school. Well, his senior year, he moved in with me, and he went to Lake Gibson. Well, he played with them guys in Little League because, he went to Durant over there when he, for high school, because that's where his mama stayed. But he grew up and played with them guys. So when he came back over, it wasn't like he had to get introduced. He already knew him. But he's like, Dad, because I'm asking him, like, what's the biggest difference between, Lake Gibson and Durant? That we got, Dad, these guys, they take football more serious because this is what they got to have to get out of here. Like, at Durant, you getting out of here regardless. Like, you're a trust fund baby. You graduate going to the family business. You got options. Over here, it's like if I don't get this, ain't no telling what I'm end up doing. So it's like a whole different mindset. So what he was saying was, them kids don't need no motivation. So he had to give his child, he had to kind of train him to be motivated. So he kind of went at him a different way. But he said his problem, he says, with the whole thing is we're not teaching our kids how to fail. So yeah, Cheese, he was able to relate because he grew up across some tracks. He just went to school at Durant, and even when he went to school, like he was at Durant. When we come, he said, "No," he said respectfully, he said, "I go to school in Durant. I'm from Lakeland. I'm from Polk County. That's been his thing." But he was able to relate to it. But is that also part of it? To Gilbert Arenas' point when he talking about his son, he couldn't give his son that reality like this all you got, because you got more than that. So he had to come at him from a different way, but he had to kind of train him. And what we're not doing is we're not training kids how to fail, because they don't like it, they just leaving. They just go to another school. They just jump in the portal, just keep training. So are you teaching them how to fail? Because that's essential to at some point being successful, right?
And I seen Gilbert talk about his son like a few times, and I seen another clip on the pivot where he talked about, his situation with his dad, where it changed for him, and that $1,200 that a person gave them to get an apartment. But he basically left his son alone until his son decided, like, hey, Dad, this is what I wanted to do. And then, like you said, put him in a situation to fail. He's like, okay, son, I'm gonna train you, but I'm gonna train you as a pro. So they was getting up 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, working out before school. And then after school, they're working out. And then before they went to bed, they was working out. You know what I'm saying? So he put them through that grinder. If you wanna train, if this is what you want, I'm gonna show you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure just by Gil personality that all them workouts wasn't peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? But are these kids getting that?
Are we getting taught how to fail? Coach,
And,
even
I
in
ain't gonna
school,
lie to you. Sometimes I do it purposely, just to see how you respond. And we talked about that with PG them the other day when they went to they got shafted in Richmond. I was like, PG, this is a perfect opportunity to see how your girls respond to this. You know what I'm saying? Because in life, brother, it's not gonna go our way. It's not gonna go our way, and we gotta stop babying them in every situation. We can't be there. Some things they got to figure out on their own.
That's another reason why I don't brag publicly on wins. I don't even brag to the kids about it. I'm always on the y'all was all right. I don't never want to tell them that it was great.
because if you don't,
this era of kids, they get relaxed off of verbal and what word is that you use? Verbal praise.
Verbal praise, yeah.
they start to believe the hype and they start working. They start.
Yeah.
Tiger Franklin went to Kansas, had a great career there. Bro, I was on her head in high school. She used to tell Johnny and her people like all the time, like, man, Coach Billy D would just not give me any kind of praise. I just pushed her, just past the point. Like even when she did do good, I just wanted to point out, what she could have did better. I just wanted to push that kid until they were great. And then I finally told her when she was at Kansas, like, hey, I'm proud of you, but I did this for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want you to relax. I just wanted you to be great. So therefore I just kept pushing you.
Why do we praise average though?
But we in this participation trophy era, you know what I'm saying? And we think that that's okay to be average.
Can you? And this is a touchy one. Okay, touchy question. Can you train, coach, or teach somebody to be great if you never have been?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can train and teach somebody to be great if you never have been. Because that should be I'm saying that because if you was not great, right? And you understand what you was lacking, on yourself for being great. You're training and you're training someone. You're teaching them the things that you failed at. You should be teaching them those to eliminate that from their failures.
Right.
So it's like this, okay? And I know Billy D probably finna go a whole different route with it. I kind of seen it on your face until I said that. It's like this, all right. Barnes, you grew up a certain way. I grew up a certain way, right?
Right.
Are you gonna teach your kids that way? Are you gonna try to teach them every single option of not going that direction because you already been down that road?
Never.
So if you failed at being great, again, it should be a way that you the way to answer it so that the next person doesn't. And that is teaching them how to be great because you've already failed at it. All right. Now, I think a lot of them get confused on teaching somebody how to, from teaching somebody if you wasn't great and then teaching somebody as in living your dream through that kid as a coach or as a parent, right? So it's two different parts of that. So what I'm saying is try to eliminate what you failed at and teach them why not they shouldn't go that route. Another example is I didn't shoot as a coach that could have went and played basketball at this school, but I didn't get up at 4 a.m. and go shoot 500 jump shots. But I'm pushing you to go do it because that's part of being great.
So okay.
My thing is like
You agree, Coach?
I do agree with that. I
Okay.
do agree with that. And plus also, like I said, I know y'all story. And with y'all kids, y'all trying to break cycles also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those mistakes from parents, grandparents, great grandparents are not repeated. You know what I'm saying? So you're just trying to put your kids in a better place. I totally understand that. And I'm with that and I support that 100%. I'm also saying that the best lessons learned in life and ball is through failure. It's through failure. But how are you going to respond after you fail? Are you going to get back up? Are you going to try again? Or are you going to make an excuse on why this didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? Are now you homeless because you decided not to try anymore? Or now you're trying to change schools because the coach don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Or is it the coach don't like you, or you had a bad game and now he's sitting you, or he's asking you to do more workouts in order to improve your game? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't baby, we can't pacify all these situations. We got to educate and we got to guide them through it. Some things they got to figure out. Like, when y'all kids get older, some things they're gonna have to figure out on their own. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to make those decisions for you. You're an adult. You got to live with this decision that you're about to make right now. Just know what the consequences are, what's the pros and cons, and what can happen from these life decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say that I'm a great coach. I'm a great coach because I failed early and I learned from it and I worked my butt off to not make these mistakes again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an advocate of learning life lessons and teaching others through my failures.
Did we answer your question, boss?
Yeah, both answered it perfectly, sir. I just because the thing on this, like you said, I guess my question was, you said when did we accept being average? So average would be in relation to being great. And so I guess my thing was, if you've never been great or you don't know what great is or looks like, how can you coach someone from average to great, or like the book From Good to Great, if you don't know, you haven't experienced it, if you don't know what that looks like? How can I lead you somewhere that I've never been, or give you experience for something that I've never experienced. I guess that was kind of, so I was being devil's advocate with it.
Yeah. And my thing is, we know here in Polk County that talent levels are going to go up and down. We know that. We understand that that's a pattern. But also, even in those average talent years, when we talked about in Polk Barnes, those teams still competed. When my team was average at Lake Wells, you still do not want to play us because we was gonna pinch you. You know what I'm saying? You was gonna have to come out of this dog fight, victorious. You're gonna have some cuts on you before you left here. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see that same intensity and competition level even from these average teams. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going out there getting embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with you losing. I have an issue with you not competing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see the level of competition through the parity of all these teams.
That's fair. All right. So yesterday or Friday, one of the two. Yesterday, I guess I did. Friday, maybe. Anyway, I had, a little time. So I went and did, it's mid-season, for the most part. Next week starts the second half of the season. So I went and looked at if, things. I kind of piggybacked off of Polk County girls basketball. Shout out to Coach Jones, Coach Jameson. I didn't post it, but we are going to discuss it here, and I may post it tomorrow, just depending. But if we were to stop right now, just right now, I went and looked at where everybody is as it relates to the region. Because the top 8 get in to the playoffs. So I'm just going to go one region at a time and just get y'all thoughts on it. So some regions we got people in it. Some of them we don't have people in it. Some people in good shape. Some people not in good shape. So in 7A Region 3, right now, if we calling out the top 8, Osceola is 1, Sarasota is 2, Newsom is 3, Lehigh is 4, Poinciana 5, Plant City 6, Sarasota Riverview 7, Sumner 8. Now at 9 is Haines City, 10 is Ridge, 11 is Davenport. So do any of them have a chance to jump into that 8 with the second half of the season to go? So they're like right on the outside looking in, kind of like how they start doing the playoff stuff and they start telling you who in and who they got that line. And so they on the outside of the line. So they 9, 10, 11 in that region.
We'll have a better picture when Florida high schools release their rankings here in a week or two.
Right.
But I would say no. They have to win the district to get in.
All 3 of them. None of
All
them
3 of them will have to win the district.
Who are the 3 teams again?
Haines City, Ridge, Davenport, and 7A.
Looking at this, what you sent us earlier, I don't think so.
No, I didn't see it. That was the top 25.
No.
I know, but I'm looking at the records.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't think they had a strength of schedule to jump people.
So 7A, we look like we're gonna be locked at. If we had
Yeah, I don't think they got.
And that's on both sides.
Okay. Oh,
The
girls.
7A. No, I'm talking about the other 7A region too with Winter Haven.
Okay.
Oh, Winter Haven definitely ain't getting. Winter Haven so trash.
Because we got 2 region 2 and
no, they all
that's the same region.
Yeah, they all in the same region.
It's just a different district.
Districts, but they're in the same region.
Yeah. So no, nobody.
Okay. All right. 6A region.
District.
6A region 2 right now. Evans is 1, Edgewater 2, East River 3, Bartow 4, Lake Mineola 5, Tampa Gaither 6, Bayside 7, Armwood 8. Lake Gibson is at 11. Also, obviously, Lakeland hadn't played enough games yet, so they're not. They kind of got an asterisk right now. But right now, for that region, Bartow is sitting at 4. That's before this weekend, and obviously, like you say, the state rankings will come out next week. But
I think Bartow gets in. I think Lakeland, if they get Scooter back, they'll probably get in too.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Like I said, they hadn't played enough games. But once they get their games up under their belt, they're gonna make a huge jump.
Okay.
Lake Gibson is very interesting, coach, because they can
They got
shock
some.
some
They got
people.
some. They got some athletes, coach.
They just got to get some quality wins.
So they got some athletes. They got some athletes. All right, 5A too, but they in the comment section at your boss. 5A Region 2, we got Ocala Vanguard 1, Lecanto 2, Arbondale 3, Gateway 4, 5A. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. FIVAY.
My bad, sis.
Then you got Cypress Creek and Lake Wales. So in that region, you got Arbondale and Lake Wales in the top 8 right now. And then Sebring is like 11.
I think Auburndale can get in.
Well,
Auburndale will get in.
I mean, they'll get in, but so we got 2. Lake Wales got a good shot to jump in there too.
They're at 8 right now. They
Yeah,
have a good shot. They just got to take care of their part. When you're in that 8 spot, you got to watch other districts, because let the district favorite end up losing, it'll end up pushing you out. That's why it's not good to float around that 8 spot.
An interesting team in that region that's down this year, but they're scared to strip the schedule to your point is going to be high is Jones. Jones is like 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know Jones will have a high strength of schedule because where they play
all
at.
those 7A schools in Orlando.
Yeah, they play out of Orlando schools, so that could be an interesting one. But yeah, so 5A right now, we got 2 in there. And it really ain't no world beaters in that 5A region, coach. Like, I don't know. So, all right, we keep going. 4A region 2. 4A region 2. 1. Well, we really got we don't have nobody in 4A region 2. The highest person is Tenorock at 11.
That's not happening.
What'd you say?
That's not happening.
So, all right, so we'll go on.
They're at 11. That's definitely they got to win out.
Yeah, they have to win out, even though they 6-4 right now. But yeah, it's still.
No, when you say 11, you outside the gates, so you got to win out.
Yeah, got to win the district, get in.
So
yeah, I'm not saying like Tenorock. I don't know enough about them because I saw they were 6-4. But being ranked number 11, you outside the gates, bro. You got to win out. You got to win your district.
It's a tough one, yeah. All right, so we got 3 regions in 3A. So the first one is the tough one that we talk about a lot. So right now, 1 through 8, Villages is 1, Calvary Christian out of Clearwater is 2, Lake Island Prep is 3, Discovery is 4, Cardinal Mooney 5, Windermere Prep 6, Lakewood 7, and Berkeley Prep 8.
So if it stays like that, that means Discovery got to play what's name in like the second or third round.
They have to play the Villages in the second round if they stay like it is now.
Oh, Jersey to the right, short to the left. Jeez, that's tough.
That's what we've been saying. They got some monsters in that region.
3 people in their district are in that region.
The Jersey to the right, short to the left.
And they say Windermere Prep is actually better
than their record.
I talked to McGriff about them because they beat McGriff earlier this year. He said they pretty good.
Yeah,
so
I heard the
we were talking about they was
supposed to be down, but they actually
I remember you saying that.
Jeez, now, normally we don't talk about 3A Region 3, but this year right now, but y'all listen to this region, man. This is why we don't talk about it. But listen to this region. Calvary Christian from them people down south, Calvary Christian. St. Andrews is 2. Gateway Charter is 3. North Broward Prep is 4. Bishop Verot is 5. Glade Central is 6. Avon Park is 7. And American Heritage is Delray Beach is 8.
So who we supposed to talk about now?
Talking about Avon Park.
Avon Park is in there.
Oh, Avon Park, Jersey to the right, short to the left.
And that's because that'd be bad for them because they'll end up winning that district. But if you a 7 seed, you're gonna end up on the road your first game if you playing a district winner. So
So
like I said, this
they win
schedule is
district. They win. I mean that's a tougher region than what's the name is in than Santa Fe is in.
let's just celebrate the improvement, coach. It's good if they get there.
Celebrate their improvement, Lord.
Man, you gotta think only one team coming out of that whole region. And it's probably 4 teams in that region that should be in the top 4.
Facts. And that Calvary Christian team, I actually coached a couple kids on that team, so they loaded.
So the best season in history is going to be for not. Is that what we're saying? It's going to be for not.
If they
Facts. Facts.
Like I said, Cole, let's just celebrate the improvement.
Oh man. How do you I mean, what do you say to your kids, oh man? Like, hey man.
He better keep them focus on winning the district, because if you don't win the district, you're not gonna get in.
That's a great season though. We won district.
So he won, and no matter what they got, and the thing is, you gotta actually got a good team. But then that's when we talk about that whole separation. Like that separation is on some other stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that separation ain't even like ain't even close. Ain't even close. That's kind of like they got put into the region that Santa Fe was in. That's the same. That's the same boat that Santa Fe had to climb up. So yeah, you feel like you're doing good. You're moving along, and doesn't really, and it's nothing they can do, right?
No, I mean, coaches, like I said, just celebrate your improvement, coach. They've been bad for a long time.
Pray to the game gods.
Just focus on the kids. Make sure that you win the district, and at least you have an opportunity to compete.
When Scott first got the Mont Door, a district championship was everything. We broke that curse my sophomore year, and we thought we were state champions. So Avon Park win district. Might be the first time y'all did in 30 years. Ain't no telling. You ain't getting past the second round. You ain't getting past the second round.
I think they went to a Final Four in 2011.
Oh, well.
10.
15 years later.
So nothing that they do is going to matter.
No, pray to the game god, brother.
That's it.
Oh man,
a whole opponent get COVID or something.
All right, so we got the rural, which I didn't know it was as many teams in the rural division. And coach, I want to ask you this, just kind of off to the side, like what determines being in that classification? Do you apply for it? Does the state say this is what you're doing? Like how do
that's the old 1A division. When you had like teams like Williston, like that them Panhandle, like Wildwood and all them and stuff.
Okay, so that's just 1A.
That used to be the 1A. That was last year's 1A.
So why did they change the name? Why didn't they say 1A? Oh. So they got 1A because Victory in 1A.
Victory's in 1A. So no private school can be in that rural. So like last year, all the private schools were in 2A and above. They just changed it. They just made 1A rural and changed 2A to 1A. That's all it is. So it's not nothing new. It's all those little small schools in that rural district, rural region classification.
Okay. I guess that. So when they won in football, they won. That was 1A. So that's not no like different. Like that's not like remember how was it Santa Fe or somebody when they won football? It wasn't
That's a
FHSAA. It was like
totally
something.
that's outside of Florida high schools. Santa Fe and Frostproof, that's outside Florida high schools. And
Okay,
they did something different in football. Like it was like a rural invitational.
that's what
It,
I
I
guess.
don't
That's what I was like looking at. Like, so it's
Yeah,
not that.
it
It's not
was
the
real
same.
weird in football. They did something different, but basketball, that's the old 1A from last year.
Okay. Well, so we got Rule, and right now Williston is 1, Wildwood is 2, Moorhaven is 3, Bronson is 4, Fort Meade. I mean, Pahokee is 5, Fort Meade is 6, Marathon is 7, and Belle Glaze Day is 8. So Fort Meade will seem to have a good shot
Yeah,
at getting into that
they'll get in,
to
and
that
Coach
region.
Otis will have them competing. But Wildwood is usually pretty good, and who you said Williston?
I said Williston,
Yeah,
yes.
Williston is usually pretty good. I think that's where that kid came from that went to Mount Verde. So I don't know how good they still are.
Who?
Okay.
Wildwood?
No, Williston.
Williston had a kid that went to Mount Verde.
Yeah,
Oh, he had to be pretty tough, man. All right. And so moving on to 1A, which, we feel like what's the name has a it would take, I don't know, it would take a lot. But the 8 for the 1A region 3, 1 is Victory, 2 is City of Life, 3 is Gulf Coast, 4 is Glades Country Day. Excuse me. 5 is Brandon Academy, who just was playing over at the Lakeland thing, the Holiday Hoop Fest.
Trash.
They 5 in that region. Southwest
They
Florida
5?
Christian. They 5 in the region, yes, sir. Number 6 is Southwest Florida Christian. 7 is Keyswick. Might be saying that wrong.
Keswick
Keyswick,
out of St.
Keswick,
Pete.
Keswick Christian. And 8 is Sarasota Christian.
Where's Victory at? Number 1?
Victory is 1, yes, sir.
That's why we said they got the best chance in making it.
Man, you see the teams you just named. You can't
Yeah,
even pronounce them teams. You struggling so much.
I mean Victor got the best chance in making it, coach.
Victory has an awesome chance of making it, man. And so,
They playing 7. They got 7 STEAM academies in their region.
Coach Fitzgerald, it's on you, buddy. If they don't make it, boy,
man,
they can blame him.
what they doing, bro? What they playing?
7 STEAM academies.
Man,
But yeah, man, Victory has the best chance of making the Final Four.
Victory got an awesome chance of making it, man. And another one, and I'm kind of doing it right now.
And OCP trash.
They are, but they higher though. They ain't like in 2A.
OCP is in the same thing as Victory.
I thought it was in 2A, coach.
No, they just in a separate region. We looked at that earlier. You told us earlier in the year. They just in a different region now.
Oh, okay.
Now, what I'm doing right now, y'all, is I'm looking because I thought I did it, but I guess I didn't type it up. Santa Fe. So this is the question that we're gonna ask while I'm finishing it up. Santa Fe is 2, and they're probably probably be one after they update stuff after the break. But right now they 2 in their region. But their record currently is they're 6-7. But they have a insane strength of schedule. So does 6-7 hurt you if you end up winning the region because of who them 7, which are all, I guess, top 100 teams. The 7 losses come from top 100. Every one of the teams in the top 100 they lost to. So based off of that,
it can't hurt you because once you get back to the state, they reseed you. You know what I'm saying? 1 gonna play 4, 2 gonna play 3.
So really, them losses don't really hurt you then, right?
I mean, it helps you.
Well, I'm asking. I guess do the losses hurt you?
Yeah, it does. Because if you win your region, what you don't want to do is play the number 1 seed. You want to position yourself and give yourself the best chance to make the state championship. So right now, I'm probably thinking they would, if they win their region, that'd be the 4th seed.
Well, I'm going to tell you their region, and it looks very. That's what I was saying to you a little while ago, PG, when you was asking. I'm like, their region is not the region that the path is not the path that it has been for them this year. So right now, they're 2. So 1 is Foundation, which out of Winter Park, which ain't no world beaters. And you got Santa Fe at 2. You got John Carroll at 3. Out of what John Carroll, like Fort Pierce or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere down there.
That area, Stewart, that Port St. Lucie area. Excuse me. You got Yeshi. Yeah, and I can't even say this one either. Yeshi Key Evans or something like that is 4. 5 is one of them slam schools that's down in Miami. 6 is Melbourne Central Catholic. 7 is it Holy Trinity? And 8 is like West Shore. So Santa Fe's region is not it ain't no world beaters either.
No, they should get in.
That's what I'm saying.
This is probably their best chance of getting in since Blick has been there.
Foundation, man, that says it all.
Yeah, that's the school off of the 429.
Yeah. So
this is their best chance of getting in, coach. So, again, it's on the kids to get out there and get it done.
Okay. So right now, as it stands, we look like if we're talking
possible.
If we're talking players, we're talking teams to get in.
One in the possible.
I'm saying into the playoffs first.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So we got Bartow, Haines City, Ridge, Davenport. Are they possibles? Are they one of them are possible, right? Maybe
Bartow.
Well, no, I'm saying that to get in, like, so Bartow, Armandale, Lake Wells, we making a prediction. I'm just throwing it out there. Discovery,
Lakeland,
Avon Park, Victory, Santa Fe to get in the playoffs now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You say Lakeland too? So Lakeland would be 8. And then if one of those Haines City, Ridge, or Davenport get in, that's 9. So we can get 9 in the playoffs. And you say now that 9, one of the possible to make it to the show.
Yeah, it's one impossible to make it to the show. And sadly, coach, as bad as Lake Region has been, they have the easiest district out of everybody other than Victory.
They can get in. It's a lot of STEAM academies in that entire region. Not just the top 8, but everybody. Well, not
Yeah.
everybody, but a lot of them. So you just got to get hot at the right time, right?
Yeah, and I just sent the text to my team this morning, man. You got to be playing your best basketball coming out of January. That's the goal for this month. You know what I'm saying? Playing your best basketball coming out of January. You'll have the mosaic, which most of the better teams will be playing in. Then it'll be district time. So your goal right now is to be playing your best basketball coming out of January.
January. Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to give y'all an update. May post it tomorrow just so people can see where it's at, just for the sake of conversation. And the last thing before we jump off, top 10 for the week. So we'll make it quick, man. We'll make it quick, man. So at 10, 7-5, and they just won today. 7-5, you have Ridge. Ridge playing won 2 games in a row down at the in Fort Myers at the Bishop Monroe Tourney. At 9, 7-5, Haines City. At 8, 6-4, Rock. At 7, 3-2, Lakeland. At 6, 9-5, Bartow. At 5, 8-3, they won today. Won their third place tournament game up in Alachua, Jordan Christian Prep. At 4, 9-3, Victory. At 3, 10-3, Arbondale. At 2, 11-3, Discovery. And for the first time in history, at 1, first time in history for Polk Hoops anyway, we have a new number 1 this week, and it is the Avon Park Red Devils at 9-1.
Throw the whole top 10 away.
Throw the whole top 10 away, huh, Coach? That's why, if y'all wonder why Coach got his I never seen the day shirt on, sweatshirt on. Anytime he wear that, it's something that's historic that is taking place. So want to at least be consistent and announce the top 10 on the air. We'll put the whole 25 on the page tomorrow. Want to give a shout out, man, before we get off, to a shooting performance that I know I personally haven't seen, but it was a losing effort. But Ja'Kylan Crosley the other night scored 36 for Bartow, and that's impressive. But what's the impressive thing was that he was 11 for 17 from the three-point line. First of all, he shot 17 threes, one kid. And secondly, he made 11 of them. And I was there. And, I mean, the ball wasn't hitting the net. I mean, the rim, nothing. It was crazy to see. And the thing that was crazy to see, Coach, and this is what's kind of, I think, is missing also in today's game with our high school kids. Coach, them kids was coming down. They was looking for him. You don't see kids, the games I've seen, you don't see kids looking for each other. Like, you come down, you hit 2 in a row. Even if coach don't call no set for you, we finding you. Like, we try to get you open because you hot. It's your night right now. At least you hot until you ain't. And these kids now, that coach, you come down and hit 2, you may not touch the ball for 5 more possessions. Like,
Coach, you got to give it up to his teammates and to Bartow and their coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Let me be unselfish. The kid is hot. Let's keep feeding him. You know what I'm saying? Kid just shot 64% from 3. Like, why we not looking for him?
Why are we not looking for him, Coach? But it don't happen, Coach. You see it. PG's probably saw it, look for the half he was there. I see it because I'm watching games online like pretty much every night. Well, at least 1 or 2 nights, or 2 nights out the week, couple nights. I'm sitting, just sitting here watching. Coach, these kids don't look for each other like that.
No,
they don't look for each other. You get
they get jealous. You know,
let me get mine. Yeah, let me get mine. I think that's the biggest thing. What we talked about. That's the difference. Back in the day, the kids look for each other. They played for each other. It was team. And I don't see that. It's not people playing for each other. It's let me get mine.
Mm-hmm.
And the team that play for each other, and then if you got some talent on top of it and you got the skill, that's when you become a champion. That's the secret sauce. Even though you're a star, you still look for each other, you know? And that just don't happen. And it's sad to see, but that's the reality, I think. That's the difference from then to now. Let me get mine.
Again, people get upset with us about these player rankings and whatever. I'm just letting you know. We are taking notice when your coach is sending in these stats, when they do send them in. Some of y'all names not on there. Some of y'all names not on there. So just know we taking notice. So when we get to them Polk Hoops teams at the end, don't be upset at us.
Although they will, but we just gonna be honest with you. That's all we can do is be honest and fair. And what you do with that is on you. So, well, man, that's all we got for tonight. Appreciate y'all rocking and rocking with us and tuning in. I want to say, man, real quick, thank you to everybody who took the time out their schedule to wish me a happy birthday. I do appreciate it. And like I say, I'm making my point to personally say thank you because you didn't have to do it. So if I haven't done it, I will be doing it. But I just wanted to say that. Yeah. I do appreciate it being here one more year. I don't take it for granted. Excited for what's to come moving forward. And I know that this week, everybody, we going back. We don't go back to school yet, but people get, I guess, a chance to get a couple practices in. It's a couple games after New Year's. Not nobody playing really before New Year's. Not a full schedule.
Hey, I just came back in, Barn, before you go. Are we doing player of the week?
We got a couple. I mean, y'all.
Man, get that Danny Crosby.
I say
the Bartow kid, the kid at
Bartow kid. It'll be kind of Jay Crosby.
Unanimous.
And unanimous. So
I didn't want us to forget that.
For sure.
That type of week he just had, you got to get him for the week.
I do want to shout out Serenity Hardy. She got an offer from Coastal Carolina. She's been killing it. So I think it's gonna be more to come. She's special.
Hey, Coach, you want to talk? Both of y'all want to talk about what y'all got going with your girls before we jump off? You don't have to, but I always want to give you a chance to, talk if you want at the end.
No, I'm not allowed to. No, I gotta wait till after January 6th for them to make the official announcement, and then I can. I had to take the post down. If I don't think you noticed that, Barnes.
Okay.
I know I didn't see it, but I guess that makes sense.
I mean, Coach, it's back to business for us. We got to go to Atlanta. Then we hit a gauntlet in our season that we're looking forward to. Like I said, we're just trying to play well coming out of January, but we play a number of top 10 teams in Florida coming back in January. And we're going to Atlanta and playing some team from Missouri and team from, I think, Tennessee. So.
How's y'all doing in Orlando?
We won. We beat Oak Ridge, Edgewater, and North Educational Institute out of Jacksonville.
Congrats.
So good stuff. Good part. All right. Well, we hope everybody have a happy New Year, man. On here, we appreciate. Hopefully, you are gearing up for the best year of your life, whatever that looks like. Once again, thank y'all for all you do to help us to be who we are. We don't take it for granted. And y'all be safe this week, man. Till next time.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We out. Be safe.